People used to walk around barefoot, but now everyone wears shoes. Which one is better? Because it looks like there are definitely consequences. 2 years in barefoot shoes. My feet are not the same.
How do your feet change when transitioning to barefoot? It has 12 million views.
The shoes that we wear every single day are actually messing up our feet. The cushion, the heels.
My man literally just cut a shoe in half for this.
I mean, he doesn't need shoes anymore.
Narrow toe boxes. They're not allowing our feet to move the way they were designed to. But luckily, there's a simple way of fixing it.
What were those?
The toe finger shoes.
Toe finger shoes.
I don't know the name of the thing.
I'm super interested though.
There's a simple way of fixing it that will get rid of that pain and make you stronger than ever. But to properly understand what that is, you gotta go backwards 10,000 years in time.
That's a long time.
It's not nothing. I've noticed that when I go barefoot on concrete, my feet will very quickly become sore. But when I go barefoot on any more natural terrain, my feet are fine.
Wow.
Interesting, interesting.
Our ancestors survived on the land completely barefoot because literally the foot is like 4 million years of bioengineering. But then they started to wear shoes on their feet, basically just things to protect their feet from the environment's sharp rocks, the cold.
That's what I would expect, because I would expect that a lot of injuries and also infections would happen from not wearing any shoes.
If you, for example, have a cut in your feet and it gets infected, then you can actually die.
Especially back then, they would probably die.
So it's a smart move to protect him.
And then the Europeans and Asians decided to take all of this to the next level. They added heels and platforms so they would appear taller.
Not because they would run faster. They would be protected better.
It's just to be taller.
Fair?
Fair.
They would make them super narrow, even to the point in China they would do this thing called lotus feet.
That looks awful. Awfully painful.
Ow.
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 And then Nike comes in the 1970s and it literally just completely messes everything up. Basically, running started to become super popular, and Bill Bowerman, a co-founder of Nike, came in and invented a complete new way of running.
1970s? That's not that long ago. Shoes as we know them today that everyone wears are basically sports shoes from back then, because lots of people were wearing Jordans, they're wearing whatever.
New way of running, where you would basically take a stride longer than your center of gravity, which would mean all of the force is going into your heel. You do that barefoot, it frickin' hurts. But to do that, you had to have his super cushioned shoes, and they marketed it really, really well. And there's been a bunch of problems that have arose as well. Like we have plantar fasciitis, ankle sprains, bunions, hammered toes, blisters. It can also be sending up more shock throughout your kinetic chain to your knees, to your lower back, to your neck.
This man just made everyone believe there was a better way of running.
Yes, basically.
It's pretty epic.
There is a solution to actually fix these problems.
Fast forward to 2005, and we now get minimalist shoes.
Minimalist.
There's a couple marathon runners that start running in them.
They were barefoot.
They were literally barefoot.
Maybe they have the invisible one.
Ah, the invisible edition.
So essentially, our barefoot minimalist shoes are going to be super freaking flexible. They're not supposed to change your feet in any way. They're encouraging your toes to splay out like they're naturally supposed to. There's no drop at all. They're just completely flat. There's no heel, nothing like that.
Must be fun to step in shit with these. I'm just waiting for the moment. Check them out in the description.
Yes, he's just really selling them.
Are they in the description? Yes, they are in the description. Ooh, that does make him biased, but he could really believe in the product.
Of course.
And this has been a great video so far. This is not the bestest guy in any way. Actually, subscribe to the guy right now.
I mean, he has been 2 years in these barefoot shoes.
Yeah.
If there's a rock there, your foot can actually go around it like it's supposed to.
If you grab a shoe of today, you would not have to even go around the stone because you can just step on it.
Yeah. I think the difference is that this is not for comfort. This is for healthier feet because you use a lot more muscles in your feet.
But again, these are still super ugly. Like, who wants to wear these, man?
Buy this shoe, but they ugly as shit. No.
I'm not gonna wear these.
Luckily, we've gotten better barefoot shoes that actually look like normal shoes. I literally get the comment all the time that this doesn't even look like a barefoot shoe,
Wow.
but it is. So just like doing anything for the first time, you're gonna have to relearn how to walk again and re-transition to walking in barefoot shoes.
It's a big statement.
Yes, it's quite a big thing.
Let's see.
Here are the recommendations that I wish I knew earlier and will ease your transition period like crazy. So the first tip is when you do start wearing your barefoot shoes, take it easy. maybe just wear them for one walk in the morning.
Yeah, so it's all also about working towards barefoot shoes and not walking completely barefoot.
Although, you have some people that live barefoot still.
Maybe they're in pain the entire time.
I think just the calluses on their feet are just this.
So you can wear these toe spacers.
Why do I want to split my toes?
They look really weird, but they work.
They work for what?
I think the benefits that he's referring to is something that he mentioned briefly in the beginning, which was this chart, all these pains, and then because your feet are your base, you can experience problems everywhere, like knee joints, hip joints, everywhere.
I actually have barefoot shoes. Like I literally have the same ones, I think, as you.
Wait, you have them?
For example, I played badminton all my life, and my toes are like this. My little toe gets destroyed because I'm literally standing on it the entire time, which I wanted to sort of reverse by spreading out my toes.
I have to say, I didn't notice these were barefoot shoes.
And after 2.5 years of doing this, I relearned how to walk. My gait changed. I don't take as big steps anymore. I'm more aware of the ground. My calves grew intensely in size.
Is this the secret to growing calves?
Nah. But you will reconsider a barefoot transition after this.
All right.
Oh, that starts good. What the
It's time you transition to barefoot. You might recognize some of these guys like LeBron James, Usain Bolt.
Wow, they look bad.
They look bad.
Now, how do we go from feet perfectly made as a baby into something like this? It's totally unnatural.
Choosing this video topic was a mistake. It's actually very interesting.
Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, these guys are extreme athletes pushing the limits. But aren't these guys too? Bebe Bielka, world-renowned marathon runner who changed the scene. He was running the London Marathon completely barefoot and won.
What?
He ran barefooted in the 1960 Olympics.
What a legend.
Wow, that's one of the biggest flexes ever.
Where did this all go wrong? When did this change? Well, a little bit goes back down to fashion. Now, at some point in time, we decided pointy shoes is really cool in the equestrian world, where it made sense that you need a narrow shoe to fit in a stirrup very easily.
Or you just make the entrance bigger.
Yeah, but I think having pointy one, of course, like it slips in more easily.
Yeah.
Do you have a pointy one as well, that it slips in easily?
Mine is pretty pointy.
Nike jumped to the ability to have star athletes like Michael Jordan. None of these shoes are shaped for feet. They're shaped for fashion. It's been nothing but thousands and millions of problems for millions of people.
Okay, so far, he's almost convinced me to go barefoot shoes.
It's another thing, by the way, of having your toes spread out, more balance. It's the same with handstands. If you spread out your fingers, you have way more balance.
True?
Shoes can increase performance. If you're a sprinter, if you're doing these extremely high output things.
Have you ever tried an air bike without shoes?
Yeah, I actually did, yes,
Yeah.
and it hurts.
You will die.
You will die.
I grew up playing in the professional sports circuit, but through a myriad of really severe injuries, my career was cut short. A huge amount of that is due to my form, my posture, my stride, my heel striking.
My trainer in high school always made us train barefoot entire years. I can't thank him enough today. It helps with the balance and I love it. Every time I train, I do it barefoot. We actually do a lot of stuff barefoot, or at least
In socks.
calisthenics is done a lot without shoes because it makes it less heavy.
A bunch of years ago, I transitioned to barefoot to try and manage my scoliosis, my spine injury, my knee injuries, everything. And I've had outstanding success, which is why I say you gotta get on this as soon as possible.
The thing when I feel my feet the most, when they're like completely dead, is like after a football match, because obviously those shoes are always, the shoes are like this.
Some shoes are just made for performance.
Maybe some of these crazy sports moments would have never happened if we didn't have performance shoes. Make sure to check out this video. There are some insane stuff in there. Subscribe to the